are so excited to be resuming Racine Me after a break during the pandemic. I'm Meghan Reistad, and I'm here to share all about what's going on around Racine County this fall. And this morning, we're talking with the Racine Zoo about the Halloween Glow. It's an all-new experience from the comfort of your own vehicle. And take a tour through Racine County, enjoying art on barns. We'll introduce you to the Quilts on Barns Road Rally. We begin this morning with a brand new event, a drive through the zoo in lights. Chelsea Locke, the zoo's special events manager, joins us this morning to share more about it. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Hey, doing well. We're excited to have you this morning. So I understand
Thank you so much.
Yeah, guests will enter the zoo and then they'll do a half-mile trek from the comfort of their car. Will you share with us a little bit more about it?
Yes, ma'am. So this is a great new concept on a festival. Guests will enter in Gould Gate, which is about a block past the main entrance of the zoo, and they don't get to leave their cars, which is the best part. Weather isn't an issue, and they're going to drive down that path. It's going to be about a half-mile long. And it's going to be family friendly, so you don't have to worry about anything being too scary for the kiddos or too childish for all the adults. There's something for everybody. It's going to be a really, really neat new experience that people get to enjoy at the zoo.
Well, and it sounds like it'll definitely be easy for people to social distance then.
Yes, that is correct. So however many seatbelts you have in your car, you guys can load up. And it'll be really nice to have everybody not have to worry about their masks or worry about social distancing and protocols and sanitizers and things like that. So you can pack up some snacks, stay in the comfort of your own vehicle, and enjoy something new that we have to offer.
Awesome. Now, Chelsea, your team has really had to get creative the past few months at the zoo. Can you talk a little bit about your efforts?
Yes, ma'am. So we definitely are trying to accommodate everybody's needs through this time. Events is really a way that we can bring people together, but also have events where you don't have to leave the comfort of your own home, or in this case, your own vehicle. So we really did need to get creative. We can only have a certain amount of people on campus. So we are continuing to have virtual events, drive-through events. Our zoo brew this year was to go. It was a beer garden in a box to go. So we're still trying to have every event that we've had, but just in a different way. So whether that is picking up a kit and bringing it home, or staying in your car and driving through campus, or picking up, just Zooming like this and still having that interaction. I know our education department is also really good at doing like birthday parties via Zoom and things like that. So children can still have that experience with the zoo, but just not in person. So we definitely are trying to stay creative in that sense.
Oh, absolutely. Now this will it'll run for 20 nights. So let's talk a little bit about the dates and times. And then I understand it's $5 per person and free for kids under 2.
It is. It's $5 a head, free for kids 2 and under. We open October 7th. The hours are going to be from 7 to 9, and we're going to run Wednesday through Sundays. So we will be closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then it goes through the 1st. So we're going to go through Halloween night and then have our last night be that Sunday. Okay. So again, it's $5 a person, 6 to 9.
Wonderful. And if people want to walk through it, that's not an option. You do have to drive.
That is correct. Okay. This is not a walk-through event. You have to drive through for this particular event.
Okay, well, it sounds like a lot of fun, and I love all the photos that you guys shared with us. It's really cool to see how you've been getting it all prepared and getting set up for those people to come through. So thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Still ahead this morning, Art on the Farm. We're taking a road trip for the Quilts on Barns Road Rally. Well, welcome back, and thanks for joining us for Racine Me. This morning, we're taking a trip across Racine County for a look at rural art. Kathy Wilson is a member of the Racine Arts Council, and she joins us this morning to share about Quilts on Barns Road Rally. It's set for October 10th. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the event?
Well, we have 26 Quilts on Barns in Racine County, and this is a sponsored event through the Racine Arts Council. People can come to either Real Racine and pick up a road rally card for $5, or you can also go downtown and pick up a road rally card. And the whole purpose is for people to get out and have some fun. enjoy the county, go pick up a pumpkin, go get a caramel apple, and then go down a rustic road and just see these beautiful 8-foot by 8-foot wooden quilt patterns on these barns in Racine County.
Wonderful. As you said, a great way to get out and explore. And what better time, too, than with all the fall colors. Has this
Right.
been going on for a while?
Yeah, in 2008 was the first pattern that was put up.
Okay.
And so 2008, we put up 8 patterns. 2009, we put up, I think, 15 patterns, and we've been putting them up ever since. In this pandemic, it was the perfect thing to be able to do. We had a local artist, Libby Cameron, who actually designed 3 brand new patterns, and they're in Caledonia. So it would be a really joyful thing to come to Caledonia and see these new patterns out on those gorgeous barns.
Absolutely. Really, really wonderful artwork there. Let's talk a little bit about, there are some prizes, I understand, that people can win.
Yes, the main prize is a quilt, a lap quilt made by me.
Cool.
And we have a wine basket, we have a hairstyle basket, we have a really fun caramel apple basket. So when you fill out your rally card, what we would like you to do is take a few photographs, download them to our website or my email, and then we'll draw from the rally cards and call you the following week to let you know if you won one of these prizes.
Wonderful. Why don't you share with us some of the details? We need the times and other details, the dates.
The date is October 10th, and we will be ready for you at 8 o'clock in the morning. So come and get your rally card, and then it's just your own timing. You do whatever you want to do for the day. If you want to stop and get a hamburger somewhere in a local community, get a hamburger, go see a couple more barns. It takes a whole day or more to see the whole tour. So there is a GPS interactive website, a rally tour on the Real Racine website. So you don't actually have to have a map, although we do have a Quilts on Barns map that will also be available. So stop down at Real Racine on the interstate or come downtown Racine and go to the DRC, and we'll have tables set up for you to pick up your rally card and have some fun.
All right. Now, the arts have been hit hard during the pandemic. So let's talk about the importance of supporting the arts right now.
Well, this is just an incredible time. It's been very difficult. Everybody's events have been canceled. Our Monument Square Art Fair, which we've held for 57 years in downtown Racine, was canceled. So we just sat back and thought, what else could we do? We had a golf outing in August, and then we decided, let's do this outdoor Quilts on Barns road rally so people can get out. People want to be outside doing things, and this is a completely socially distanced, safe way to have a lot of fun for a whole day. You could bring your car, you could bring a couple of friends if you wanted to, wear masks. When we hand out the cards, we will have masks on. And so it should be a safe event for everybody and a lot of fun.
And that's so important for people right now. So thank you so much, Kathy, for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Still ahead this morning, CBS 58's Pauline Lee brings us the story of a chef whose own American dream is honoring his father's legacy and giving back to those who served. Racine Me will be back in just a few minutes. Famed American poet Maya Angelou once said, "We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike." It's a reminder we're all one human family, even when it doesn't always feel that way. A food-based business in Racine is serving up some food for thought, honoring America's finest while starting a conversation, important in more ways than one. Pauline Lee has their story.
We're gonna do some grilled skirt steak, sticky rice, some riblets.
It's been said to live well
We'll grab this out of the fridge.
is to eat well.
Yeah.
For Alex Hanasakta, food is not just physical nourishment, but it's also fuel for the soul.
Food is like the gateway to so many things.
He's the owner of Sap
It
Sap.
means delicious, delicious in the Lao language and Thai language.
It's a food-based company he started 4 years ago.
We specialize in wholesale, retail, and we've been doing pop-up dinners and curbside pickup.
But he also has big dreams for the empty storefront off State Street in Racine.
It looks like a disaster, but I see nothing but like really good potential in here. You know?
Dreams to serve others
Do Southeast Asian street food out of here.
in more ways than one.
This is, part of the dream.
The other part, serving up some food for thought.
People are meant to share, communicate, and find more in common than they do differences.
Those the fruits of a good meal he and his team are preparing for the service members at the Veterans Outreach of Wisconsin in Racine.
These vets suffer a lot, especially if they've been through war.
This nonprofit runs a neighborhood of tiny homes, among other services for veterans who have fallen on hard times and are looking to get back on their feet. Jeff Guston is the executive director and co-founder.
These are men and women. These are the best of our country. They defended our freedoms. Everybody's life's built on second chances, mine included.
The mission here hits close to home for Alex.
And seeing what he went through really is the motivation behind helping these vets here.
His dad fought in the secret war that was happening in Laos at the same time as the Vietnam War.
My dad fought with the Royal Lao Army and fought alongside American troops.
When the United States pulled out, Alex's family escaped to Thailand before they were sponsored by a church in Burlington, Wisconsin in 1982.
That began the American dream, yeah.
A dream for a better life, but a dream deferred because of the stresses of war.
Him being proud to serve his country and proud to be fighting along the Americans, but at the same time seeing him suffer through PTSD.
Though he fought alongside U.S. troops, Alex's dad was never considered an American soldier and never got the help he needed before he passed away 11 years ago.
Whether it was curing his alcoholism, whether it was even someone just to talk to about the war, I wish he had the resources that he needed, looking back in retrospect. But he was dealing with that amongst like all the other stuff that happens growing up and trying to raise a family. Something about having a garden.
Alex now channels his dad's passion to serve others through food.
But I only came here once, and I basically was like, hey, can I cook some food for you guys? Because that's what my dad would do. He gave a lot to his community. I think it's just natural that I do it too. Cilantro.
From the garden to the grill.
So we're gonna put this in our sauce right here.
A little bit of Southeast Asian flair to this tasty affair.
It's called jiao som, which is like a spicy, tangy dipping sauce.
While paying homage to the inspiration.
Every time we do cook food or have a gathering, we lay out a picture of my father and we feed him. We light incense and candles. Steak's done.
And remembering
There you go.
why they're here in the first place.
Sharing this food with you guys is what he did growing up. This means the world to me to help serve you guys, and we appreciate everything you guys did for us. Thank you guys. So let's eat. This is really salty, sweet, umami. The sticky rice kind of balances all of that out.
You could tell with every bite that was made from the heart.
It goes to show, while we may all come from different walks of life, and our individual experiences may not always be easy to share with others,
It's really nice to see them get comfortable.
When I see these guys, I kind of see my dad.
common ground and room for understanding can start with a good meal.
Friendships are made, for sure. Just opening the doors for conversations. Do more in the future.
Because conversation is food for the soul.
If we can use our power and our food to serve others, like that's kind of like our ultimate goal. And to let people know why Laotians are here, why refugees are here. And what makes America great is all these cultures come together.
And what a beautiful way to honor his father's legacy as well. Well, with so many fun fall activities going on throughout Racine County in the weeks ahead, we want to check in this morning with Real Racine's Events and Marketing Director. We have Carrie Grieving here. Good morning.
Good morning, Megan.
Great to see you. It's been a while. It's been too long.
I know. I can't wait to get back in studio and be able to talk face to face.
Yes, I know. We're excited for that too, and definitely really excited to be back with Racine Me. So first of all, let's talk about the Chickadee Story Trail at Riverbend Nature Center this morning.
Yep. This is a new event. It's I can't even call it an event. It's something that's actually ongoing. So even though it's just starting now in the beginning of October, it's going to continue out throughout the entire year. It's really, really a fun way to get your kids out and include a little bit of, literacy along with, getting outside and moving around.
Awesome. What ages would be best for this program?
It's kind of all over the board. Let me just tell you exactly how it works. So there's pages of a storybook spread out throughout the forest at Riverbend Nature Center. And you go with your family or your child, and you can look for the pages, and then you read a little bit, and then you continue on in the forest. So it's kind of like a hike plus reading a book. From what I can gather, it's really an all ages type of, you you can be really little, but you're probably not going to do much reading. But then up through grade school and, even into high school, it's something fun to get out and do.
Awesome. And something that is safe right now, obviously with COVID concerns. Talk a little bit about that and the precautions that are being taken. And also it's all outside.
Yes, exactly. That's what we're really looking for this fall. It's nice to have all these things to be able to do outside where you can maintain social distancing and you can literally just be with your family. If there's ever a point where it comes to be crowded or something, Riverbend staff will space everyone out appropriately. There's fresh air. You can stop, you can keep going throughout your hike. It's really up to you, which makes it self-paced. And that's super important right now, I think, for people, because you don't want to feel like you're getting rushed along at any type of event. But at the same time, you actually, you want to be able to make it fun too. And if you find one page and you want to go find the next one right away, you can do that too.
Awesome. It sounds like a lot of fun. So thanks for sharing about that with us. We're also excited to learn about Bend and Brew Yoga. This is in downtown Racine?
Yes, Bend and Brew Yoga has been going on since the spring when it first started to get warm out again. And it's been so popular that they're just continuing it until there's snow on the ground or until people decide it's too cold to be outside doing yoga, which I will tell you that I have been there and I've seen this, and I think that there could be snow and people will still come to Bend and Brew.
So you get a pretty good turnout.
Yes, they've had, each week has been almost 40 people per event, and they've had two on Saturday and one on Wednesday evenings, but they've dropped it down now to just one Wednesday evening, 6 to 7 p.m. And then on Saturdays, there's just one event now from 9 to 10 a.m.
Okay, and this is free?
Yep, totally free. They do ask for a $5 donation to the Yoga Roots. They provide the instructors for the event. Oh, okay. So any donations go directly to the instructors who are giving up their hour to teach. But if you do that too, then you're going to end up with a free beer or free coffee.
Perfect. So it's seriously a win-win situation for everyone, it sounds like. And just, a gorgeous scene there too, to be out by the water and enjoying the fall.
Yeah, and it was, they moved it this year it had been previously kind of down by Monument Square, and they moved it now out by the marina, way at the end of Christopher Columbus Causeway, and the views have been spectacular. Like there's the steps built in. It couldn't have been a better venue.
Yeah, I agree. I love the photos that you sent over. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Both of those events sound wonderful. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, anytime.
Next on Racine Me, an animal ambassador joins us from the Racine Zoo. 'Tis the season for all things creepy and crawly. Well, thanks for joining us for Racine Me this morning. We have Asia Summers, curator of animal care and conservation education from the zoo. She's joining us this morning. Hey, who do you have there?
This is Nina. Nina is our ambassador, Western fox snake.
Okay, and she is one of your animal ambassadors, I understand.
She is, absolutely. And she's actually also a snake that we have native here in Wisconsin.
Okay, very cool. And you're not afraid at all, holding her. I know some people, myself included, are a little nervous, but she's not too spooky.
She is good for spooky, but we actually take our snakes out around this time to show people that they're actually really cool, nothing to be worried about, nothing to be scared of. And she's actually quite the sweetheart. She's been an ambassador animal for over 10 years now.
Really? And do you think that she enjoys kind of that interaction with people? Like, does she like being held from what you can tell?
She does. She actually likes to come right on over to the front of our enclosure when we go in for programs. And she really loves exploring new places, meeting new people, and all their new smells. So she likes this kind of thing.
Cool. What else can you tell us about her, or just snakes in general?
So this is a native snake in Wisconsin, and these guys are actually really awesome because there's not a lot of diseases, or really any, that they can spread to people. Instead, they're really important, and they'll eat all those mice and rats and things like that actually can get us sick. So they're actually incredibly helpful animals, and they use that awesome tongue you can see her using to find all of that prey.
Wow. So yeah, snakes get kind of a bad reputation, but as you said, they're really great for our environment. They're important.
Absolutely. They are incredibly crucial, and there are very, very few venomous snakes in Wisconsin. Most of them have unfortunately been hunted, But that does mean that when you see a snake, you really don't have to worry too much about it. And if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone as well.
Okay. What are some of the most common snakes that are found in our area?
The most common snake in our area is usually a garter snake, but actually western fox snakes are fairly common as well. They just tend to not live in cities as often. They live in our forests. But if you see a snake going across the sidewalk, which they are around, chances are it's probably a garter snake.
Okay. And what kind of snakes can people see at the Racine Zoo?
So at our Racine Zoo, we have a couple different species of snakes in our Discovery Center. So we have green tree pythons, we have an Amazon boa, and we actually have a yellow anaconda in there as well. And we also have about another 5 species of snakes that you can see in our educational programming that are not on public exhibit, like Nina here, one of our ambassadors.
Wow. Okay. And then I understand that the zoo school, it launches on October 20th. Would you like to share more about that program with us?
Yeah, so Zoo School, you can sign up on our website at racinezoo.org, and it's geared towards homeschool students. A lot more students this year than normal are homeschooled, so we are launching this new program. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 hours. It's a drop-off program. It's run by the same team that runs our summer camp. But instead of summer camp where it's all games and activities, that are education as kind of the secondary, this is education as the primary. So it's all built around Wisconsin science standards, next generation science standards, but also do all the fun games, activities, hands-on animal encounters to help reinforce those concepts. So we're keeping it really small, limited classes. A lot of it's going to be done outside. We have a whole document of all the different precautions we're taking for COVID, but just trying to give some of those homeschool students a chance to do some fun hands-on stuff this year.
Absolutely. And do you find that people are really still wanting to engage with things at the zoo right now? You know, we're in the middle of a pandemic, but people are still seeking that sense of normalcy a bit too.
Absolutely, yeah. And everyone really has to do their own research and assess the risks for themselves, in my opinion. But we do so much here to make sure that we're keeping everyone safe. We have staff around all day cleaning services. We don't do share craft supplies anymore. We do pre-rep stuff, everything that everyone's doing right now to make sure that we take every precaution we can to make sure that we keep our guests safe, our staff safe, and our animals safe.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more too about how things are going at the zoo. You did mention some of those safety protocols. Masks, are they required?
Yep, so masks are required around our zoo for anyone over 6 years of age.
Okay.
And we do have exemptions for those who have special needs, but just a couple areas of the zoo around our primates, around our big cats, we do require those masks regardless. So if you do have a special need and can't wear one, we just ask you avoid those couple sections of the zoo. But for people who don't, we actually have staff walking around, making sure that we're checking in with people, that they understand the mask policy. And I think we've had a lot of success with that here. We've had a lot of comments that they see us checking on masks, they see us cleaning, and that they really appreciate the precautions we're taking.
Yeah, they're probably excited to be back, but also comforted by the fact that you guys are really taking things seriously. So talk a little bit about, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, we're also an outdoor venue. So you can also not enter the buildings and just walk around the zoo. And being outside with a mask, it really, really reduces your chances of getting anything with all that fresh air. So it's a really nice, safer thing to do.
Yeah, and last question for you here, but seems like fall's a great time to get out and explore the zoo?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can come on out. A lot of the animals, as we start to slow down a little bit with kids back in school, the animals get more excited for every guest that passes through. So they're super excited to see you if you come out and visit them.
Okay, Asia, thank you so much for having your animal ambassador on and for all of your expertise as well. We certainly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
And that concludes Racine and Me for this morning. I'm Meghan Reistad. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to hear from you as well. So if you have an idea for a future episode of Racine and Me, please let me know. You can reach out on Facebook or also send an email. We so appreciate you joining us this morning. We are excited to be back with Racine and Me, and we'll see you next week.